Ever wonder what the real difference is between a skyscraper that goes up smoothly and one that turns into a total nightmare? Well, I'll tell you, it's not the steel and it's not the concrete. It's an invisible plan, a master strategy that's in place long before the first shovel ever hits the dirt. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that hidden world.
So let me ask you this. What's the one thing that can absolutely doom a massive project from day one? Nope, it's not a faulty crane or a bad batch of cement. It's something that happens, or more importantly, doesn't happen, way before the heavy lifting begins. It all comes down to the plan. You know, ignoring this first step isn't just a mistake, it's a guaranteed recipe for disaster. It kicks off this massive domino effect where one tiny problem snowballs into huge delays, serious accidents, and just staggering financial losses. Let's take a look at what that chaos really looks like.
I mean, just look at this mess. When you don't have a plan, delivery trucks get stuck, blocking everybody. With no real security, expensive materials just walk off the site overnight. And when you have people and heavy machinery all trying to use the same chaotic space, well, accidents aren't just a possibility, they're pretty much a certainty. Each one of these problems just feeds the next, and productivity grinds to a total halt. Okay, but here's the good news. This chaos, it's completely avoidable. The pros have a methodical process to turn that potential disaster into a well-oiled machine. This is where we build the real foundation for success, way before any concrete gets poured.
The industry calls it site establishment. And it might sound a little dry, but trust me, this process is the whole game. It's the art of turning a plain old patch of dirt into a super efficient, temporary factory that's designed for one thing and one thing only: building safely and on time.
And the goal here is really simple. From the second anyone steps on that site, they need to feel the difference. They need to see the organization, trust the safety measures, and just know that the whole project is under control. That confidence, that's the bedrock of a successful project.
All right, so how do the pros actually create this order out of nothing? Well, it boils down to a few essential building blocks. And the very first one is the most important of all, the command center.
Think about it. Every complex operation needs a brain, right? A central hub. On a construction site, that's the site office. Yeah, it might just look like a simple trailer, but inside, that's the nerve center where the entire project is coordinated and controlled.
This is where the big decisions get made. It's where the master blueprints are kept safe, and where progress is tracked pretty much hour by hour. It's the one single source of truth that makes sure hundreds of different people are all working from the exact same playbook. Okay, so you've got your command center set up. Now you've got to manage the constant flow of people and massive machinery moving all over the place. If you don't have a clear plan for traffic, you don't have a construction site. You have a very dangerous traffic jam.
And the golden rule here is so simple, but it's a lifesaver: separation. You build stable, solid roads just for heavy vehicles, and then you create totally separate, protected walkways for people. Keeping them apart sounds obvious, I know, but it prevents an incredible number of accidents on a busy site.
Of course, a project is only as good as the people building it. That's why taking care of the workforce isn't just some nice-to-have bonus. It's often a legal requirement, and honestly, a huge driver of productivity. We're just talking about basic human dignity here.
And this chart just shows you exactly why it matters so much. Providing simple things like clean toilets, a place to wash your hands, a dry spot to eat lunch, it has a massive impact. As you can see, worker morale and productivity shoot way up. It's simple. A respected team is a productive team.
Now let's talk security. A construction site is basically a treasure trove of valuable stuff. Materials, equipment, sometimes worth millions. Leaving it unprotected is like leaving a bank vault wide open. That's why a strong security plan, starting with one single controlled entry point, is absolutely critical.
Oh, and of course you gotta flip the switch. Powering this whole operation is all that invisible infrastructure. Before anything else can happen, the site needs electricity for the tools, water for mixing concrete and cleaning up, and communication lines. Without that basic grid, the site is just dead in the water.
Okay, so we've seen all the building blocks. Now let's put it all together and really see the transformation from that disaster in waiting we started with into a true model of efficiency.
And here it is, the big reveal, side by side. On the left, you've got chaos. On the right, you've got control. Blocked entrances become clear roads. A free-for-all becomes a controlled gate. It is, quite literally, the difference between night and day.
A well-planned site is really like its own small, temporary city, and it's designed for pure efficiency. You've got a secure border, a main gate, a city hall, that's the site office, and different zones for materials, parking, and worker facilities. Everything has its proper place.
So, after all this meticulous planning, what's the ultimate payoff? Well, the results are both dramatic and, more importantly, measurable.
I mean, the results are undeniable. When you establish control from day one, you see this huge spike in 3 critical areas. Safety goes way up, preventing injuries. Efficiency soars, so you're not wasting time or money. And of course, productivity is high, keeping the whole project on schedule and on budget. These are the pillars of a successful build.
So let's bring this all home. As we look at our final blueprint, there's one last question. Who's the person that actually makes all of this happen?
Meet the mastermind of this whole process, the site administrator. You can think of them as the conductor of an orchestra. They coordinate every single little detail of the setup to make sure the site isn't just ready, but that it's set up to professional, winning standards.
And you know, our source material just sums it up perfectly right here. Poor site planning leads to delays, accidents, and financial losses. It's the ultimate warning that the most important foundation of any building isn't made of concrete. It's made of foresight and solid planning.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. The next time you walk past a construction site, try to look beyond all the noise and the machinery. Ask yourself, are you just looking at a mess, or are you actually seeing a hidden masterpiece of planning in action?